All right, well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting day of mathematics. Whoop, whoop. How's everybody doing? Good? All the extra practice that we did, hopefully that's gonna pay off today. We're gonna crank up the notch about, I don't know, 6 notches, something like that. So I'm just giving you a heads up, stay focused. Those of you watching novellas or your Kardashians or whatever it is you do, gamers, stop it. Please, stay focused. Today's gonna go pretty fast, so let's get started with a warm-up for today. Warm-up number 52. Number 1, simplify and round your answer to the nearest 10, square root of 75. Number 2, graph f of x equals x squared without a table. And they give you the rule, g of x equals a times f of 1 over bx minus h, close parentheses, plus k, with the parameters a equals -1, b equals 1, h equals -2, k 3. Number 3, factor completely. Part A reads x squared minus 6x plus 8. And part B is 4x squared plus 8x plus 3. Number 4, divide the polynomial by synthetic division. They give us the first polynomial in parentheses. 3x cubed plus 22x squared plus 37x plus 10, close parentheses, divided by parentheses x plus 5, close parentheses. And number 5 reads, write and graph the equation of the circle. Equation given, x squared plus y squared minus 10x plus 6y plus 30 equal to 0. All right, I'll give you some time for that. Ready and go. All right, so let's see what we got. Number 1, you should have gotten approximately 8.3. Number 2, if we graph without a table, here's my coordinate plane. My parabola, we know it goes, the vertex is at 0, 0. The vertex is at 0, 0, the vertex. And according to the transformations given, we know that h is -2, k is 3, and what do we know? That our new vertex is at what? -2, 3. That's h and k. So let's see. So we go -2 and 3. So it's going to be somewhere up here. And with a being -1, what does it do to the parabola? It inverts it. Okay. Pretty good. Number 3, factors are x minus 4 and x minus 2. Number 3a, that was 3a. Number 3b, factors are 2x plus 3 and 2x plus 1. Once again, if you didn't get that, remember for this one, you need to multiply 4 times 3 in order for you to get the top number and start factoring. Let's go to number 4. Divide by synthetic division. Let me make some space here. So we start with -5 as our divisor. We got it from there. And then we got 3, 22, 37, and 10. We bring down the 3. And then we start. -5 times 3, that's -15. Combine, that's 7. -5 times 7, that's -35. Combine, that's 2. -5 times 2, that's -10. And we end up with 0 remainder. So this is our 3x squared plus 7x plus 2. This is my quotient. And if we multiply this times the original divisor, that should give us the dividend we started with. All right, and number 5, our favorite. Oh yes, we got the circle. Yeah, let's go. So process once again, here goes. Divide, standard form, yes, divide by the leading coefficient. We're left with x squared plus y squared minus 10x plus 6y plus 30 equals 0. Eliminate the constant, minus 30 minus 30. So we end up with -30 on this side. This side we group x squared with -10x. Leave an empty space, plus y squared with 6y. Leave an empty space. Complete the square. Here you should have added -10/2 squared, and we do that to both sides. -10/2 squared. And here we add 6/2 squared. 6/2 squared. My brain's going faster than me. All right, so 6/2 squared is 9. -10/2 squared is 25, plus -30. I bring all this down, simplified, x squared minus 10x plus 25 plus y squared plus 6y plus 9. Simplify the right side, that ends up with 4, because 25 plus 9 is 34, minus 30, that's 4. Bring this down, x squared minus 10x plus 25 plus y squared plus 6y plus 9. And we factor the left side, so square root of the first, square root of the last, sign of the middle. This is x minus 5 squared plus square root of the first, square root of the last, sign of the middle. We got y plus 3 squared, and all that equal to 4. So if I was to get my center from there, my center is at 5, comma, -3, and my radius is at 2. Okay, so let's graph that. Here's my coordinate plane. 5, -3, 5, -3, somewhere right there. There's my center. And my radius, 2 steps in each direction, 2 steps this way, this way, this way, and this way. And you sketch your circle. There it is. All right. Yes, Mr. Q. All right, good. All right, so you should have gotten all those 5 for the warm-up. And once again, it's practice for you guys because this is coming up pretty soon again. I'm just giving you the extra practice. All right, let's move on. Our agenda for today, copy this. Agenda, warm-up number 52, we just finished. Today we're still focusing on parabolas, but today we're going to crank it up about 6 notches. I'm just giving you a heads up. You need to stay focused, please. Our home plate for tonight is only 8 graphs and parabolas. Only 8. And reminder, tutoring right after lunch. Be there or be elsewhere. Now, I hardly see some of you, especially those of you that need the extra support. I'm thinking like, man, they are geniuses. My goodness. Woo. Okay, watch out. Your asynchronous code for tonight is P9XFK. 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 Make sure you write that down. All right, and your previous home play from last week was pages 183, 184, but today I only want you to turn in page 183, which is numbers 1 through 4. Page 183, 1 through 4, go to Canvas, turn that in. I'll give you a minute to upload, and those of you that are already uploaded, make sure you get a Cornell note ready with your Freyer model, and you need 4 coordinate planes from -10 to 10. Give you 1 minute. All right, so you should have turned that in already, gotten your Cornell notes ready with the Freyer model and at least 4 coordinate planes. Here's your home plate for tonight. Home plate is only 8 problems, and it says, write the equations of parabola and graph. Number 1, it reads, focus is 4, 5, directrix is y equals 1. Number 2, focus is 6, 8, directrix y equals 0. Number 3, focus is -7, 10, directrix y equals 2. Focus -5, -8, directrix y equals -4. Number 5, focus 6, 5, directrix x equals 0. Number 6, focus 8, -7, directrix x equals 2. Number 7, focus -7, 5, directrix x equals -3. And number 8, focus is -9, -11, directrix x equals -5. And once again, if you didn't finish copying this, you can get this from your asynchronous code. All right, let's get started. Our objective for today, I can write and graph a quadratic equation of a parabola. I can write and graph a quadratic equation of a parabola. If you notice, we're still on the same objective. Today, we're just adding more skills to this. So what is our main concept for today again? parabola. So in your own words, in your Freire model, give me a definition, one example, one non-example, and a hashtag. I'll give you 1 minute to do that. Go. So you should have filled that in by yourself in your own words. You should have written something in regards to equidistant points from a line and a focus or whatever the case, and then your example, a non-example, and a hashtag, okay? All right, so let's move on. Where have we been so far? So last week I said, guys, we've been looking at quadratic equations ever since you were in middle school, and we use the y equals ax squared plus bx plus c either way, and it looks like that. And then I said, but today, that was last week, we're going to derive the quadratic equation that we're going to use. And we did the deriving the quadratic equation using a point, using a focus, using the directrix, and using the vertex. So we did that, and we came up with the equation x squared equals 4py. That's the equation that we're going to use for the vertical parabola. But we end up having another one known as a horizontal. And I said, we're going to stick with only the top two forms. So for the vertical, we stayed with x squared equals 4py. And for the horizontal, y squared equals 4px. From there, you guys did some practice. We did some practice with when the directrix was y equals to a number. And we did some practice when the directrix was x equal to a number. So like that, we were able to choose from the two that we selected, right? The vertical and the horizontal. Okay. So here we go. Y'all ready? Put your thinking caps on, because from this point forward, I need you to think. From this point forward to at least finalizing the first example, I need you guys to think a little bit outside the box in regards to the things that we've done so far. Think about this. Here goes the first question. We started with vertical and horizontal parabolas. Yes? Yes, Mr. Q. And they gave us a focus and the directrix. So my question to you, what was the vertex of those two? Think about it. What was the vertex that we used for those two types of parabolas? What do you think, Addie? What was the vertex that we've been using so far?
I'm not really sure.
Okay, Mia, help her out.
I'm not sure either.
Okay, well, think about it. Through what point did all the parabolas go through when we first started graphing? Alberto, what do you think?
0, 0.
That is correct. Our vertex, we always had it at 0, 0. Alberto in the house. Well, you are in the house. See what I did there? In the house. Anyways. All right. Well, guess what? Today, we're not going to have our parabolas with a vertex going through 0, 0. Today, we're going to do some adjustments, and we're going to add more processes. Now, let me show you the new equations that we're going to use today. Look up, please. Look up. Our vertical. I want you to pay attention to these equations. Look, we started with this one, and today is going to be like this. What does it read? It reads parentheses x minus h, close parentheses, squared equals 4p, open parentheses, y minus k, close parentheses. Look at the original that we started with up here, and look at this one. And I'm pretty sure you see the obvious difference. Yes, copy that. Look at the horizontal. Look at this one. The original was y squared equals 4px. What do you think it would be today? Yeah, y minus k squared equals 4p x minus h. So what do you guys notice? That today we are going to have values h and k, which represent what? The vertex. Copy that, please. All right, so does everybody see the obvious values that we added to the original ones? Yes, for x, we added an h, and for the y, we added a k. Same thing over here. For the y, we added a k. For the x, we added an h, and it's subtraction in between the parentheses, okay? And that's going to be our vertex whenever the vertex is not 0, 0, okay? All right. Copy this one, example 1. It reads, Write and graph the equation of the parabola with focus 3, 2, and directrix y equals 0. Copy that. I'll give you some time. Once again, today's not the day to be getting distracted. You need to stay focused, guys. Even when you need to copy stuff, copy it right away, or else you're going to start missing out on stuff. Please, pretty please. So if you're gaming at this time, stop it. Stop your social media as well. Some of you that are kicking or Instas or whatever it is you're doing, stop it. Or else I'm going to send Mia to slap people around. My goodness. Mia's all yes. All right. Once again, example 1 reads, write and graph the equation of a parabola, focus 3, 2, and directrix y equals 0. And no, we're not going to send people slapping around. What was the model for a classroom? Be nice. Am I right? Am I right? Okay. All right, so here we go. Did everybody copy that down? Yes, Mrs. Q, because I already had my coordinate plane ready. I don't need to be spending time doing that anymore. Okay. All right. So let's do the first part together. What is the information that they give us that we know that we used in the past? Oh, the directrix, Mr. Q, and the focus. Okay, directrix and the focus. Okay, so let me plot the directrix is going through y equals 0. Y equals 0 is right there. And remember on the warm-ups last week that whenever we graphed y equal to a number, it was just a straight line going through that value. So here's my straight line in blue. There it is. All right, what else do they give me? They give me a focus. The focus is 3, 2, 3, 2. There it is. And you're like, uh-oh, this looks a little bit different from what we did last week. Yes, it is. However, the processes are the same. And I just want you to, at least for this problem, to stay focused and think a little bit outside the box in regards to what we did before, okay? So, however, look up to the screen. We have a directrix and we have a focus. If I was to ask you which way is the parabola going to open, it's going to open towards what? Towards what, Esmeralda? It's going to open towards
I'm not sure.
okay. Remember the practice you guys did? Our focus will always open towards the focus. Look up, please. That means it's going to open like this. Yes? If it opened like that, what kind of parabola do we have? A vertical parabola. So that means that we're going to use which equation? Well, Mr. Q, we're going to use equation x minus h squared equals 4p y minus k. Yes. So today you have two options, either this one or the other one, which is for the horizontal. But for right now, this is the vertical, and that's what we're going to write. Okay? Okay. Next, let's find out what we have so far. They gave us a focus. So I'm just going to write F, and the focus given was 3, 2. All right, but what do we need to graph our parabola? We need a vertex, and also we need the directrix. You guys remember that? Because that needs to be evenly from each one of those, the same distance. Okay, writing utensils down, you'll finish copying a little bit. Look up, please. Please, pretty please, stop writing or else you're gonna miss it. Ready? Here it goes. I'll let you copy it a little bit. So, in order for me to sketch a parabola, we said that the parabola is equidistant between the focus and the directrix. Is that correct? Okay, which means it's from the focus and the directrix. That means that there's a point right on the directrix line here that's aligned to the focus. So I'm going to place that point. There it is. You guys see it? So that point, the coordinate is what? 3, 0. So I'm going to write it here. The directrix point now is 3, 0. I'll let you copy in a little bit. Stay focused. Hold on. Next, what else do we know? Well, we know, Mr. Q, that between these two, my vertex has to go between these two. So halfway between these two is about right there. Are you agreeing with that so far? Yes? Now, what do we know about all these 3 points? These three points have something in common. Look at it. All 3 of them are going to have the x value, which is the same. So let me write it here, 3. Now, some of you are like, Mr. Q, why didn't you write the y value for that one right now, right there? Because I'm going to have you do it algebraically. So right now, leave it as is. Copy that really quick, please. Okay. All right. Now check this out. According to the equation that we just wrote, writing utensils down, look up to the screen. In order for us to fill in the values, we need a h and a k. That's what's new for today. Is that correct? Where do we get that from? From the vertex. Let me write over here. The vertex is our h and k. Okay, so we need that. What else do we need? We need the letter P. And the letter P, pay attention to this part, look up. Remember when we first started with parabolas that I labeled the point up here with the letter P? You guys remember that? Okay, so that is if I was to just go straight from here to this point. However, today, we have 2 distances in between instead of just 1. So let me show you how to find the P value. Writing utensils down, look up. To find the P value algebraically, I'm going to take the distance from the focus to the directrix, which is what? 2 minus 0. Where do I have that on my coordinates? I have it here, the y value for the focus and the y value for the directrix. Don't copy this yet. Pay attention or you're going to miss what is intended here. But that's going to give me this distance, the whole distance. Do I need that whole distance? No. Notice here now, how many distance do we have? 1, 2. So what do we need to do at the end? We need to divide this by 2. So this becomes 2 over 2, which is 1. Copy that. All right, so just recap as people are finishing up copying that. First thing we started was with the directrix y equals 0. We placed the points. We sketched our line. We plotted the focus at 3, 2. There it was. And then we saw that if we were to picture it, our parabola is going to open always towards the focus. And if it opens upward like that, it's a vertical. That's why we wrote this equation. X minus h squared equals 4py minus k. From there, we said we're giving the focus, but we need a vertex and a directrix. So we know that the directrix point is always aligned to the focus, so I placed a point there. So my coordinates for that directrix point is 3, 0. And then we said that the vertex is found in between those two because it's equidistant. So there it was. And we saw that the values of x all have the same value. So we wrote 3. And I said, in order for us to find the missing value here, we're not just going to go to the graph. I want us to do this algebraically, but before that, we needed the value for P here for our equation. How did we find that? We took the y value of the focus, the y value of the directrix point, divided by 2, because now there's 2 distances here, and that gave us 1. All right, here goes the next part. Writing utensils down, look up to the screen. So, what do we have so far? We have the h value of the vertex. We need k. Well, to find k, pay attention to this part. I'm going to take the y value of the focus and subtract p from that. Let me show you. To get k, I need to take the y value of the focus. What is the y value of the focus? The y value of the focus is 2. And I subtract p, which is 1. So my k value there is 1. I fill that in. And just to double check, let me see if that's what we plotted there. 3, 1, 3, 1. Yes, there it is. Copy that, please. All right. So with that said, now that we have our vertex, now that we have our P, let's substitute into our equation. We do parentheses x minus empty space squared equals 4, open parentheses for P, open parentheses y minus empty space. All right, substitute the vertex. The vertex we have h and k. H is 3, k is 1. H is 3, k is 1. What is the value for P? P is 1. I write that here. Let's simplify. We're left with x minus 3 squared equals 4 times 1 is 4, y minus 1. This is my equation for the parabola. And to graph it, look up. It's going through the vertex, and it's headed towards the focus, opening towards the focus, so just sketch it like that. And for right now, we're not going to use a table or anything like that. I just want to make sure that you can picture it and at least graph the direction in which it's going to open. Okay. I know it was a lot of processes, right? But the reason it took us long, because for this one, I wanted to show you where we got all the components from. The next example that we do together is going to go a little bit faster, and the next one should be able to do it a lot faster, okay? So before we move on to doing one together, show me with the fingers, I'll come to your arm to right there. See some 3s, 4s, 4s, 5, 4s, okay. All right, so we're gonna do another one. We're gonna do the next one together just to make sure we got it. All right, so do the next one on the new coordinate plane. Copy this one. Example 1Q, it reads, write and graph the equations of a parabola. You don't need the instructions anymore, you already have them. But our focus is 5, 4, and the directrix is y equals 0. Focus is 5, 4, directrix equals y equals 0. All right, so let's do this one together. Information given, what do they give us? Well, Mr. Q, they give us the directrix at y equals 0, so plot that point. Y equals 0, let's graph the line going through y equals 0, so it's a straight line like so, there it is. Okay, what else do they give us? They give us the focus at 5, 4. 5, 4. Okay, now, without getting any other information, can you picture the parabola opening towards the focus? Yes, if that's true, what kind of parabola are we going to use? A vertical parabola, which means our equation for the vertical parabola is x minus h squared equals 4p parentheses y minus k. All right, so let's start building up our values. What values do they give us? Once again, for our focus, I just write f is 5, 4. Okay, what else do we need? Well, we need h and k, which is our vertex. And what else do we need? We need a directrix, because we need 3 points that align in order to start graphing our parabola. So, do you see the directrix line? Yes. Do you see the focus? Yes. So that means align to the focus. On the directrix, we can place a point right there, right aligned to the focus. And what is the coordinate for that point? It's 5, 0. So let's write it in here, 5, 0. All right. What else do we know? Now that we have our focus, which is our point where the parabola is going to open towards, we have a point on the directrix. Now we need another point, which is our vertex. Is that correct? And the vertex is in between those 2 points. It's equidistant. So first, what is the total distance? 1, 2, 3, 4. So equidistant point from each one of those is 2 steps from each of those. So I'm going to place my vertex there. And what do we know? We know that all these 3 points have in common what? The x value of 5. Okay, so in order to fill our equation, we need an h value, which we already have. We need a k value, which we're going to get in a little bit, but we need to find which value, the value of p. So how do we do that? We write p, and then we take the y value of the focus, which is what? 4, subtracted from the y value of the directrix point, which is 0, and then we divide by 2. That is 4 over 2, which is 2. All right. So once again, where did we get that from? Well, remember that we said the full distance from the directrix to the focus is 4 and 0, so subtract that for 0. But now since we have two distances, we have to divide by 2. Okay, so let's find k. How do we find the k value for the vertex? Oh, we take the y value of the focus and we subtract p. So k is, the y value of the focus is 4, and we subtract p, which is 2. So my k on the vertex is 2. So my coordinates for the vertex is 5, 2. Let's double check that. Is my vertex at 5, 2? Yes, there it is. Now that we have that, let's write our equation, but with values. X minus blank squared equals 4 parentheses, open parentheses, y minus blank. All right, let's fill out our vertex. Our vertex is 5, 2, which is hk. So h is 5, k is 2. And what is our p? Our p is 2. Let's simplify that. We're left with x minus 5 squared equals 4 times 2 is 8. And then y minus 2. This is the equation to the parabola. And let's just graph our parabola so we can picture it that it's going through the vertex, opening towards the focus. So there it is. Woo, let's go. So I hope you're noticing that all it is, they're just adding more processes. And basically we're doing things algebraically that we can actually just look at the graph and get it from there, but that's not what I want. I want you guys to practice finding algebraically the p, which is the point or the distance between the points, and k, which is using those values that were given, okay? All right, so far, show me with fingers how complete you are so far. We did this one together. Now I see some more 5s, 5 4s, 5 4s, 5 4s, okay. All right, let's do another one. I'm gonna give you the head start on this next one so that you can practice it on your own, the whole thing, to see how you do. Then I'm gonna come right after and see how you did with that process. Ready? Here we go. Example 1 super cube. It says, write and graph the equation of the parabola with focus 4, 5 and directrix at y equals 1. Once again, make sure you follow the process that we just did. Let's see how you do with that. I'll give you some time. Copy that and go. All right, let's see what we got. Give you a head start. So, what is given? Let me see. Well, they give me the directrix at going through y equals 1. Y equals 1 is right there. I sketch my straight line going through y equals 1. There it is. Okay. What else do they give us? They give us the focus at 4, 5. 4, 5. 4, 5 is right there. And just by looking at it, I know that my parabola is going to open towards the focus. That means it's a vertical parabola. So I write my equation x minus h squared equals 4p, open parentheses, y minus k. All right, from there I gather all the information that they gave me. I start with the focus. The focus is 4, 5. But what else do I need? Well, for h and k, I need a vertex. And I also need my directrix because all three need to be aligned and equidistant. The vertex needs to be equidistant. So the first point that I'm going to plot Aside from the focus, I go to the directrix aligned to the focus. I plot my point on the directrix line, and now I have a point there. What is that directrix point? It's at 4, 1. So you should have written 4, 1. All right. What else do we know? We know that the vertex is equidistant from the focus and that point. So how many steps is there from the focus to that point? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, which means the vertex is going to be halfway. And now that I have my point there, what do we know is the same for all three? The value of x, which is 4. All right, so what do we need? We need an h, which we already have. We need a k, which we're going to get right now. But before that, we need to figure out what p is. So we write p equals, we take the y value of the focus, which is 5, minus the y value of the directrix, which is 1, divide by 2. That is 4 divided by 2, which is 2. Hands if you got that by yourself. Okay. Next, we need to figure out k. What is k? K is the y value of the focus, and we subtract the value of p. So we got k, which is 5 minus 2. Oh, let me change that. 5 to a red. 5 minus 2. So my k on the vertex is 3. So the vertex is 4, 3. Let's double check that. Is the point at 4, 3? Yes, there it is. Now that we have all that, we fill in the values here into our original equation. So we start with h and k, 4, 3. So h is 4, k is 3, p is 2. We simplify that, x minus 4 squared equals 8, parentheses y minus 3. And my parabola is going through the vertex, opening towards the focus. Woo, let's go. Let's go. All right. So far, how comfortable do you feel with what we're doing so far? 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. I see 4, 5, 4, 5. It's on your screen, Victor. Vote. 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Couple of 3s, 4, 5s, 4, 5s. Okay. All right. All right, let's do one more. Copy this one. Example 1 mega cube. Our focus is at -3, 8, and our directrix is y equals 2. And once again, write and graph the equation of the parabola with focus -3, 8, directrix y equals 2. I'll give you a head start. Ready, copy that and go. All right. I gave you a head start. Let's see how we are doing so far. What did they give us? The directrix going through y equals 2. Y equals 2 is right there. I graph my line going through there. They also give me the focus. I do that in red at -3, 8, -3, 8. And what do I know? I know that the focus is up there and my parabola is going to open towards the focus. So it looks like it's a vertical parabola. So I'm going to write x minus h squared equals 4p parentheses y minus k. Okay. So I'm going to start gathering the information given. So my focus, we said it was -3, 8. I need a vertex, and I need the other point on the directrix line. Okay. So if I see that point, the focus, I go straight down till I get to the directrix line. I place my directrix point, and that value, what are the coordinates? -3, what? 2. -3, 2. All right. What else do I need? I need a vertex that's equidistant to those 2 points, to the focus and the directrix. So how many steps is it from there to there? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So halfway is 1, 2, 3, which is right there. And what do we know about all these 3 points? They have in common the x value, which is -3. Okay, so now we have h, we need k, but let's figure out p first. All right, so how do we find p? Take the y value of the focus, that's 8. Subtract the y value of the directrix point, which is 2. Divide by 2, that's 6 divided by 2, which is 3. Okay. Next, we need k. How do we find k for the vertex? So I take the y value of the focus, subtract p. So I get k, which is 8 minus 3. So k is 5. So my coordinate for the vertex is -3, 5. Let's check to make sure that's true. -3, 5. Yes, there it is. Let's substitute values. X minus empty space squared, 4 parentheses, y minus. Okay. So h is -3, k is 5, and p is 3. Let's simplify. X, what is negative times negative? +3 squared equals 12 parentheses y minus 5. This is my equation. And my parabola is going through the vertex, opening towards the focus. Something like this. Woo, let's go. Show me your fingers, how come you are with this so far? Yeah, we got this. Yes, 5, 5, 5, 5, force, okay?
Mr. Q,
Yes.
I just wanted to double check. So like when it's YF minus P, then you put 8 minus 3, why would it be 3? When the
Right here?
Yes.
Because isn't that where we found P?
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, the P is 3.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's move on. Let's do one more. Copy this one, example 2Q. It says, write and graph the equation of a parabola, focus 5, 4, and directrix x equals 1. Focus 5, 4, directrix x equals 1. We're going to do this one together. This is our last one. All right, let's see, what do they give us? The directrix at x equals 1. X equals 1 is right there. And last week when we practiced the graphs, x equals 1 goes through that value. There it is. All right, what else do they give us? They give us the focus 5, 4. 5 of x, 4 of y, which is right there. What do you guys notice now? That the directrix is, or the line is going up and down and the focus is to the side. That means we're going to have what kind of parabola? Yeah, horizontal. So what equation do we write? Check this out. Y minus k squared equals 4p parentheses x minus h. Okay, so let's gather our information. Our focus is at 5, 4. We need a vertex, and we need a directrix point, because they need to be aligned, right? So if I'm aligning that point to this focus straight to the directrix, I place my point right there. What is the coordinate of that point? 1, 4. 1, 4. Look up before I do the next point. Look up. What do you guys notice we have in common here with the information that we have so far? The y value of what? 4. Why is that, Mr. Q? Because now we're aligning it this way. So what goes in between these 2 points, the focus and the directrix, the vertex, which is 2 steps away from each one, I'm going to place it there. But if you notice, all 3 points have in common the y value of 4. You're like, okay, that looks kind of weird because it doesn't look exactly the same. So now what do we have? We have k. And we need to find what? H. But the process is still the same. Let's find P. P, to find P now, check this out. Now I take the what, guys? Not the y values, we take the what? The x values. The x value of the focus, which is 5, minus the x value of the directrix, which is 1, divide by 2. That gives us 4 divided by 2, which is 2. All right. So here we have K, we need to figure out H. Let's see, think about it. How do I find H? What do you think, Mia? How do I find H?
You subtract the x value of the focus.
Let's go. Mia, you remind me of me in preschool. X value of the focus, subtract from what?
P.
From P, that is correct. Bam. So we take H. The X value of the focus is 5. We subtract P, which is 2. So my H of the vertex is 3. And let's check that coordinate, 3, 4. Is my vertex at 3, 4? Yes, there it is. So let's substitute values in here. Y minus parentheses squared equals 4 parentheses for the P, open parentheses, X minus. Now be careful when you substitute here. Look up really quick. Notice here, now we have K first over here and H on the right. So be careful when you substitute. So what is H? 3. What is K? 4. What is P? 2. All right, let me simplify this. Y minus 4 squared equals 8. X minus 3, this is my equation. And if you graph our parabola, it goes through the vertex and opening towards what? Towards the focus. So it's gonna go and look something like this. Woo, let's go. All right. All right, so show me your fingers, I'll come to your art with these. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Yeah, more 5s than 4s. Okay, so guys, basically for today, don't worry about placing points for the parabola. I just want to make sure that you sketch it in the direction that it's going to open. But what I'm worried about to make sure that you're getting all this up to writing the equation of the parabola. Okay, that's our session for today. Once again, your home plate for tonight is only 8 problems. There's tutoring right after lunch. Be there or be elsewhere. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy your home plate. Peace. Bye.